they're making a movie called Lucy in the Sky. It's a film starring Natalie Portman, and it's set to release for 2020, and it's loosely based on the astronaut Lisa Nowak.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that really? I
heard about that like last
trailer.
year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They said they're not going to include the space diaper, so that's why it's been trending on Twitter today. But I was like,
why the fuck would they not include that?
That's literally the best part of the story.
The only reason we care.
Yeah.
Truly. I mean, that sucks. That feels sad for us. But like, no one, this would have been like a non-thing had she not done the most crazy shit possible.
Well,
Right.
And I watched the trailer too.
Did
the
you?
type A that radiates off of her throughout that trailer is palpable.
Right.
And now that I know that they're not including the space diaper, I'm like, you have to. She went there acting wise where I was like, I fucking get that you would wear a space diaper. Like that you were so type
Intense,
A,
yeah.
so intense, and things are not going correctly. Like I get it. You've set us up for it perfectly.
yeah,
So follow through, you know?
yeah. It seems like a weird bit to leave out.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like you said.
Wait,
It's the reason.
Are they leaving out the obsession angle altogether,
No.
or just that thing?
I think they are literally, that is the angle of the movie, that she does drive like 950 miles or whatever too.
Yeah, I don't understand why they're leaving that out. Then I mean, I don't know. That seems odd.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. No,
I just
I'm,
thought of
I'm
that, and I saw that
stoked to see it. There's a couple of movies out that are coming out that we want to see. The Downton Abbey
oh, I can't
movie.
wait. Can we talk about that? Because the Alamo is doing the dress up thing. Did I send that to you guys?
Yeah, I'm like,
my God.
I don't know how I would like find something for it, but I
Right.
totally want
I
to.
know.
I love. I'm excited for that movie.
Me
for
too.
Sure.
I have to catch up on Downton Abbey because I stopped watching after like season 2.
Wow.
Not because I wanted to, but because I didn't have a way to watch it. Like I didn't
yeah.
have a way to watch. I didn't have like TV at the time, so
Yeah.
it wasn't like, and it
Yeah.
wasn't on anything. So
I
I watched in so much as it was on Netflix, and then it like went away.
I found it on PBS because I also was behind the game on it, and I found it on the PBS site.
Well, now I have the PBS app on my TV,
That's-
so
yeah.
now I can probably like catch up and watch it. But
My
it got away from me.
Mary ends up with my dude face, which makes me super
Yeah.
happy.
yeah.
I went and saw it chapter 2 last weekend.
What are your feelings? Your thoughts?
You know what? I have feelings about it. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
It is very long. It is 2 hours and 45 minutes long. So it is a long movie.
Woof. Yeah.
But you know what? It didn't feel like it dragged a ton, but I will say, and I don't know, I really truly don't know if it's because like I am dead inside from having watched so much horror.
Yeah.
Because I watch like every scary movie that comes out. I love scary movies.
Yeah.
But I had a few like jump scares, but it honestly like didn't scare me that much. And it didn't scare me more than the first one. It didn't.
Was
you know,
the
first one-
scariest part in the movie the old lady?
Absolutely.
part? Yeah.
The
Oof.
old lady scared me probably more than anything else.
Yeah. That is so unsettling that
Oof.
I can't. I still think about it.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it is unsettling. And you know what though? She does something, and not this isn't a spoiler or anything, but like she does something in the movie that like actually like made my heart skip a beat. That wasn't even like a scary movie thing, and I bet you was just a choice that the actress made that like scared me. Where she like, you know, she's like, Jessica Chastain, come in, have some tea, come in. And she's like, no, really, I can't. And she's like doing that thing where she's like, I really gotta go or whatever. And she's like, I'm gonna put a kettle on. And Jessica Chastain's like, oh, don't bother yourself. And she's like, don't be so polite. And she says it like that. And it's like, it was like scary old lady moment where I was like, oh, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
I see, and that's the thing. That's the thing that I was talking to you about. Was like why, like, if black people were involved, there would be no horror movie. Because
you'd
you
be
know,
out.
like,
Yeah.
if someone said that to me, I'd be like,
No.
okay, fuck you, and turn around and leave. Like,
I love it.
I don't need to catch that attitude. Like,
I think someone made a YouTube video of like what if black people were in horror movies,
Yeah.
and how they would be like deuces like so early, and that's why black people have to die right away, because if they fucking stuck it out like throughout,
there would be no
you'd
fucking
like,
movie.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
I'm not here
someone's
for
like,
any of
oh,
this.
you watch this tape and then like it kills people and be like, get that shit
I'm
out of my
not
house.
watching that
I'm not
fucking
watching
tape.
the
Have you
tape.
lost your shit?
No, it's not for me.
Yeah.
That is not for me. And like that's the thing is like the black guy, the one black guy in it who happens to be the guy from the Old Spice commercials who I didn't realize I
Nice.
forgot. The guy who's like, look at your man. Now look at me. Now look at your man. Like that guy. He's the
I
black
thought
guy.
that was Terry Crews.
No. He's the black guy in it, and he did some supremely white shit. And I realized that it was like written that way, but like he's the one who's like, we need to come back. Well, first of all, like he went to like learn some ancient rituals from Native Americans in like
Ain't
a
gotta do
sweat
that.
lodge after taking drugs, and I'm like,
Nope.
that's the whitest Burning Man shit
Yeah.
I've ever fucking heard.
No.
First of all,
Exactly.
and then secondly, he's like, we made an oath and we have to come back and get rid of this clown. And I'm like,
no,
said
you
no
don't.
black person ever. Like
you got away. That's hashtag not my problem anymore.
and that's Bill Hader's approach throughout the whole movie. He's like,
my God.
hashtag not my problem.
we're
get the
meant
fuck
to be
outta here.
Exactly.
He's great in it.
I've heard
super
he's
great
like
in it.
amazing.
Mhm.
Ugh.
And then my creepy crush, Bill Skarsgård, is also a great Pennywise. So yeah,
Bill Skarsgård.
Whoa.
Any of the Skarsgård. Are you going to
wouldn't kick him
any
out of bed. No,
None.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
None.
I mean, in
is-
that clown makeup, maybe.
Yeah, I don't like that.
If he did that eye
If he
thing,
did that weird
nope.
moving your eyes
Nope.
just like opposite sides
Nope.
thing, I'd be a little freaked
I don't
out.
like
but-
that.
So speaking of being freaked out, Facebook dating.
Oh God, that is as scary as its eyes.
Yeah.
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 Mm-mm. I don't like that. I heard about it, and there was part of me that was like, in a way, this is interesting. Like, I feel like I'm in the future, but I also feel like I'm in the future, and I don't like it.
See,
I don't like any of it.
I don't feel like it's the future. I feel like it's the past. Because
Same.
honestly, the only thing that keeps me on Facebook is our secret Facebook group.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. Otherwise, it's just my aunt like posting
Yep.
random, like somewhat racist memes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like pictures of my nieces, which is great, but it's just like ads for random stuff. Like Facebook is so
Is it random, or is it stuff you
Well-
secretly thought about 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
I'm like, I think I said FabFitFun around
Oh, God.
my phone like
Oh
once.
yeah, we all have ads
and I was
immediately.
just
Yeah,
like
right now.
immediate ads
Yeah.
for them.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm just like, I don't want to spend more time on Facebook. I certainly like if people like friend me now on Facebook, I'm so sketched out. I'm like, hey, what are you doing on Facebook? Like, again, I am literally only on Facebook to be with our fucking group. That is amazing. That is the only interaction that I do.
The reason why I thought it felt like the future is because what they do is like it's an algorithm that matches you to people with similar interests, not like Tinder where it's like, oh, you both put that you like hiking in your profile. Because Facebook, this is what's scary about it. Facebook knows you so deeply.
Well,
Like
that's
the
thing.
people
No,
who have created
Facebook knows me from 2008. I don't think I've touched
No,
my fucking
but
profile.
that-
Like the
It's
interest.
not about what you've updated. Like that's not how it knows you. It knows you because like market researchers, because Zuckerberg also owns Instagram, it owns all this.
Yeah.
Market researchers have like targeted to like that's why you get the ads. All of it is like interconnected. So anything that you are interested in, not that
Yeah.
you have written that you're interested in, but that you've searched on Google that comes up as a Facebook ad in your Facebook. All
Oh,
of those
no.
things, it's linking that information, that data that it has to other people with similar interests. So it's like it knows you and it knows the person it's linking to you, whether like you guys could be lying about like your likes and dislikes in your profile,
Sure.
but it knows you and it's linking you based on that.
Well,
which
I've only
feels like
seen
the future,
like a
but
couple of matches
don't
so
like it.
far, and I'm like, I'm not convinced. if I'm
Future is
honest.
now.
but what if you talk to him and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, we share a brain.
Yeah,
Like
Whoa.
you
Oh my
you
God.
also Googled about the fact that the world stopped in 2012. Me too.
Well,
Like,
Whoa.
I signed up for it. I've been on it for a grand total of probably like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll report back. I'll give you an update. I'll see what kind of matches are
Oof.
out there.
That shit freaks
I'll
me
take,
out, man.
I'll take it for the team to see what kind of fucking weirdness is out there. I mean, it can't
See
be
his grandpa you get hooked up with.
I I know.
Because
Yeah, based
honestly,
on your interests.
this is as old school as Match.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
It's very, very freaky, honestly. Like all of that stuff, I don't know. I find AI to be, but I mean, how many times have we talked about that on this podcast? I find AI to be like simultaneously fascinating and horrifying.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, I'm ready for the chip in my head, actually. I'll do it. A, for the convenience. B, for like super duper math powers. Yeah, I'm down for it.
Do we need math powers though? We have calculators. We have
yeah.
Siri. How much math problems do we need?
Think about when you have the chip in your head, how annoying it will be to actually type things out. When you're like, oh my fucking God, what am I?
Can
a
you remember when
Neanderthal?
people had to actually type stuff?
Exactly.
Ugh.
When I can just like think it and it appears on like a fucking glass screen, like right there.
God,
Come
how
on.
much lazier can we possibly get?
Don't ask. My laziness is unbounded. There
Infinite.
is so much more laziness that we can. The inefficiency of being a human is so fucking frustrating sometimes. And we live in the best time to be a human, but it's still like, oh my God, can this go any slower?
Can we be put out any further than fucking the White Claw shortage? Because we are drinking
my
goddamn
God.
Trulies right now.
And it's
bitching about it.
miserable, honestly.
Miserable.
It's
horrible.
so miserable. We have both Trulies and Smirnoff seltzers. And you would honestly, I was standing in the like alcohol aisle in Ralph's. If anybody had been looking at me, they would have thought that I was trying to master some kind of like hardcore equation, because I was looking at this shelf like I don't know what to do.
That's same thing happened to me, and a fucking guy came up and he's like, "Oh, have you tried the Trulies? They're just as good." And I was like,
They are
I
not-
told Cassi,
first of all,
don't fucking mansplain seltzer to me. Like I don't know what I was like.
This is not my first rodeo.
Second of all, they're fucking garbage. I'll say it. Truly's not sponsoring us. They're garbage. They're garbage.
Yeah,
it's definitely
I'm-
not as good.
I'm gonna like chug this thing down.
It's gonna happen, but
yeah, I
it's
am
hard.
drinking a pineapple, and I'm someone who likes pineapple, and I am trying to
That
drink
one
this
is
pineapple.
terrible.
It's not good.
It's the worst one.
it's not great. The mango
Honestly-
one's okay.
The mango one's okay.
If you are suffering through the White Claw shortage, go try to find the spiked agua frescas. Those are good. Those are good. We have been trolling on White Claw for, gosh, I feel like we were some of the first people.
yeah, we
talking
were
about
on
it.
the first wave.
We were on it.
Yeah. Mhm.
So we'll be on the wave now. Abandon White Claw. If you can't find it, go get spiked agua frescas.
I will say the Smirnoff ones aren't terrible. Like they're better than the Trulies.
Yeah,
I would
Trulies are terrible.
I would put them above
Henry's
the
are the
Trulies,
worst.
So.
Oh,
Henry's are terrible. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was a big
Oh,
mistake.
Man. And I didn't like the Bon and Viv or whatever that was
No.
either. I didn't love those.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everyone's like, what's the difference? I'm like, there
There is a
different.
difference.
I don't know what it is.
Very different.
Yeah.
Do not know what the difference is, but White Claws are better.
Yeah.
They're just better.
It's the reason why, like, oh, are you going to have a LaCroix or are you going to have a Refreshie? There's definitely a difference.
And honestly, I do soups side eye people who say that they like Trulies better, because those people exist.
Yeah.
and they're like
And they're
Trulies
wrong.
are better than White Claws,
And they're
I'm
wrong.
like,
Yeah, it's the same people that are like, I can't taste the difference between Miracle Whip and mayonnaise, and I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah,
Go
there's
away.
definitely a difference.
Like, you are not a super taster, so
What's wrong
What's
with your tongue?
wrong with your tongue?
You're just wrong.
Well, this is My Worst Date. I'm Christina.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Cassie.
Hi. We want to give a patron shout out to our newest patron, Abby Bertrand. Thank you so much for joining us on Patreon. It's actually a really exciting time to join Patreon because we just changed all of our Patreon levels. Some will go into effect right away. Some will go into effect by the end of the month, the beginning of October. But it's really, really cool. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, so thanks, Abby. We've got new levels for the Crazy in Love movie. We've got ad-free early release episodes, and we've got t-shirts.
Hi. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as we stated last week, you will be seeing our merch store go up very soon. Again, we're trying to get everything solidified by beginning of next month.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you should see that very soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed that we have all that done.
Yeah,
by
we're
then,
working on it.
but
We're working
we
on
are
it.
working on it. Yes.
Yeah. And if you've got suggestions for merch, if you've got anything at all, just hop over to our one-stop shop of a website, My Worst Date Podcast. What other stuff's out there?
Well, I think Timothy Chalamet is dating Johnny Depp's daughter. That's a thing that's happening. Two skinny,
weird.
beautiful people are dating each other. It's
I guess
shocking.
he's young. Yeah, they're both young.
Yeah, they're both in their early 20s, I think.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't seen anything else. I haven't been out of the dating news. I did see that Chick Face isn't dating Jamie Foxx anymore, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was rooting for
I
them.
was too. I was like
Katie Holmes?
kind of bummed about that. Yeah.
Listen, I know that this might get me kicked out of Cassie's house, but like, trade it up. I'd rather have Jamie Foxx than Tom Cruise.
Oh,
Jamie
yeah.
Foxx is soup's hot.
Yeah.
And that voice. Oh my God.
And smile. He got a smile on him.
Seems
I
like
like
a
it.
player though.
What's the movie
Yeah.
he's going to be in? It looks so good. He's going to be in a movie, and Amy's company did the trailer or whatever for it. Cut the trailer. I can't remember.
Did see Bad Boys.
Oh, they played the Bad Boys trailer before it, and
We
oh
talked
my
about it
God.
last time about how you would look like
I
he's stung by a
finally-
bee.
But I saw it.
I finally saw the trailer
I
and I was
hadn't
like,
seen it. Oh, he really, really does look like he was stung by a bunch of
Yeah,
bees.
yeah.
And it
He
is
V
hard
puffy.
because he is next to Will Smith, who looks amazing.
Amazing.
he looks the same.
The
He looks
same.
the exact same.
It's like,
Nothing
oh,
has happened to Will
sir.
Smith in the last 40 years.
Yeah.
No,
He
he's
Still
vampire.
looks like he could be on Fresh Prince tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. That's a tough gig.
Jada's like that too. Jada
Jada
ageless.
works like hard. Have you seen Jada's mom?
Yes.
Her mom is
gorgeous.
what? Her mom has got to be like in her mid 60s, and I'm like, she looks better than I do right now.
They are a beautiful brood.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
jeans, man.
Yeah.
God, you can't
Can't mess with that.
beat
Also
those
money.
jeans. Oh yeah.
Speaking of movies,
Truly.
though, let's talk about Hustlers coming out. I think it
I
looks
wanna see
good.
that.
That looks good. Yeah, I'm worried it's going to be like Showgirls or whatever.
Chris
but
was
it looks-
saying that the first reactions right now have been that it's not, that it's actually a really good movie.
Yeah.
I think it looks good to
I
me,
think it looks
and
good.
I'll see anything that Lizzo's in.
Right.
Quite
Yeah.
honestly, like I'll sit through a garbage movie
You got my money.
Yeah.
just to
So-
watch Lizzo do stuff.
I want to see Cardi B act, if I'm honest.
I don't have high hopes for that.
I kind of
Nothing.
like it.
No offense. I just get a vibe that I'm like, I don't think this is gonna be your strong suit.
Oh man, I love. Have you guys seen that video of the guy that plays piano to like Cardi B talking?
No.
Oh my God, I'm going to show it to you on break. So there's this really fucking talented pianist who basically takes like Cardi B and, she's like all over the place and he writes her because she has a very musical way of talking.
Yeah.
And he plunks out every note on the keys, like along with her. It sounds really weird, but just look up piano player.
It sounds
Cardi B.
amazing. I definitely
And it
want to
is
watch that.
So funny. So funny. So yeah. Hopefully there'll be
Interesting.
more of those. I'll show you guys at the break.
For sure.
So we've had a lot of people write in different requests for us for Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Oh yeah.
I just had an idea though.
Okay.
Everyone in the fucking world is in Hustlers. We should do a Fuck, Marry, Kill Hustlers edition.
Okay.
Because we've got
J-Lo.
we got J-Lo. We've got Keke Palmer. We've got Constance Wu. We've got Lizzo. We've got Cardi B. We've got Julia fucking Stiles, who hasn't
Yeah.
done anything in a million
love
years.
Where
Julia
did she
Stiles.
go? Yeah, she's
I love Julia Stiles. Let's put her in, please.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
so that could
fine
be
with me.
yours.
I love her.
Okay, I'm putting in J-Lo.
Yeah, good call.
I feel like Lizzo is too easy for all of us, so I'm gonna leave Lizzo out of
Yeah.
this because
Yeah.
it's too easy of a
We
of
marry
a
her.
thing. Yeah. I'm gonna put in Cardi. Let's put in Cardi.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay. So we
okay.
got Julia, Cardi, and J-Lo.
J-Lo. Okay, I got mine.
I got mine too.
I'm going to marry Julia
Mm-hmm.
because she seems like the lowest maintenance,
Stable.
coolest girl,
Mhm.
like chill,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like her. And she's hot. And like, just like, what's his name? Will Smith? Vampire. Because I do not think she's aged.
Yeah.
I think she looks great
I
still.
haven't seen her recently, so I don't know.
Cardi B, I got to kill. Because
Okay,
she seems like the opposite of that. All the maintenance.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
the
yeah.
highest of maintenance.
Okay.
And I'm going to fuck J-Lo because she hot, but she also high maintenance. So I just don't want a one time, done and done.
Yep.
She hot. and move on.
You and I are close. I am also going to marry Julia Stiles.
I'm going to do what you're going to do.
Yep.
I know it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to fuck Cardi B.
Yeah.
Because that chick, wild.
Yeah.
That chick,
Bad bitch.
I know for a fact that Cardi B is probably had experience with the ladies. So I think she'd be a little bit better.
And she was
than
a
J-Lo would
stripper
be.
in Atlanta.
Shit. Yeah.
She was a stripper in Atlanta.
I bet you I could pick up some
showmen.
fucking tips, man.
God damn it. All right.
That bitch can
You
twerk.
got me changing mine.
Yes.
And
I love it.
As beautiful as J-Lo is or whatever, she seems like she's got diva attitude.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I
she's a
can't.
pillow princess. God damn it.
Yeah, I can't be with that. I'm like,
I heard
Cardi and I
that-
will get drunk and wild.
Yes, and J-Lo's sober, so she's not going to do that. And she also
Switching mine. I'm going that direction.
Yeah, I think
Officially
we're all going to
switched.
be in agreement then, because I just feel like J-Lo's not that much fun.
Right.
I feel like she's probably not fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
she's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I also feel like she's the kind of beautiful that isn't going to make me feel more beautiful. She's going to make me feel worse about myself.
Right.
Whereas like Cardi B is going to make me feel great about myself.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like, you know what I mean?
We can like fuck and then go dancing.
Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
have a great time.
Yes.
I feel like her and I are
Yes.
going to have a great
Or
time.
go dancing and then fuck.
Yeah, if you want.
Get it all hot on the floor first.
Or go dancing and fuck again like Fatal
There you go.
Attraction.
There you go.
That's what they did in Fatal Attraction. In the elevator on the way back from
There you go.
There you go.
dancing. So yeah, and then Julia Stiles just seems like
She
we are
seems
just
the
going
most
to
normal.
buy a really cute house
Yep.
that has a pool. We're just gonna barbecue on Sundays.
Yeah.
Like I just want to kick it. You
Yeah.
know, like
She
that
looks
seems
like
cool.
she does the New York Times crossword.
Oh,
in pen.
totally.
Yeah. I'm into it too.
like
Me
it.
too.
You know what? I feel like Julia Stiles is the type that probably buys like different kinds of coffees and like can taste the different notes.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
I'm getting that vibe from her in a good way.
Absolutely.
You know what I
Hand
mean?
grinds.
Pour over. She's got a pour over.
She
French press.
definitely has like organic produce in her fridge
Oh,
right now.
totally.
She could make a bomb salad. Everything's in that salad. Flavors you don't think are going to go together.
Yeah.
She makes them work.
It's
Yep.
like strawberries and gorgonzola. You're like, wait, don't go crazy. But oh my God, this is
Oh
working.
my God, I want a beet salad right now.
Oh, that was a good one. I feel like we all were in agreement. I want to find one that we're in Discord about.
Sure.
I mean, we can do another one.
Yeah,
I
let's do
really
another one. Make the rules.
So only because I don't want to get so far away from the wrestler thing because we talked
You
about. I know
want to do it.
I've been
You're
wanting to do this
obsessed
for
I
a
know.
while.
You're
We're
itching.
doing
I
I'm
see
itching
it.
to do it.
Okay.
And also, we had somebody write in and say, "You guys should do wrestlers," and I'm like, "You're absolutely right. We should."
Okay.
So I know
we're
this is
all-
tough.
We're all gonna pick a wrestler.
I know this is tough for Keegan because she's like the most removed from.
Yeah, I literally didn't care about
know
wrestlers
a
at all.
wrestler.
I mean,
you know The Rock.
I know
Keegan
wrestlers
knows The
who
Rock.
who became actors later.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so yeah, I know The Rock. I know what Steve Austin or whatever.
Stone Cold Steve
Yeah,
Austin.
like there. So I know a handful.
Okay, so
Okay.
you pick one first.
I'll go with The Rock. Yeah, why not?
Okay,
Okay,
I'm gonna go with Triple H.
that's what I was gonna do. God damn it! All right. Oh shit.
Triple H is the suck it guy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll bring up a photo.
All
of him.
right.
Oh no!
All right.
He cannot be
Shit.
cute.
He is the white trash she is cute ever. Wait, who'd you pick?
The
Keegan?
Rock.
Of course. That's a good one. God damn. Road Dogg's my favorite. I just don't know that any of you guys are going to know who he is.
Well, we
I
can look at
recognize
pictures.
the name. I recognize the name. It was from when I was.
Road Dogg was like, I had the.
Oh, he has not aged well
Of course not.
at
Of course not.
all.
He spent all of the 90s getting a chair to the back and face.
Oh my God. I mean, if I'm honest, I don't know why I remember him as being.
I know.
Cuter
I kind of
than
was
he
like,
is.
okay.
Oh no. I'm instantly regretful. Oh, well,
You can
that
change
is-
it.
That is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going with it. I'm getting a little bit of a Dog the Bounty Hunter vibe from
Oh,
him.
guys, Road Dogg's not cute either. Oh, he's not cute. He is not cute. I don't like this. I don't like this.
Oh, God. What was wrong with me?
Oh my
Did you like him?
God.
Oh, God.
What was wrong with any of
What
us?
is wrong with me?
Down where? Down here.
No.
Oh, no.
No, I hate
I
it.
hate
Oh,
everything.
no.
I hate it.
Okay, so is that what we're going with?
I'm going more classic.
Yeah.
I want old classic guys like fucking Hulk Hogan and like Ric
Hulk
Flair
Hogan.
and like,
hey, brother.
He looks okay there, Triple H, in that picture.
It does. It gives me Dog the Bounty Hunter vibes.
Yes,
I mean,
so Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Still don't want to touch it, but like, you know.
I'm gonna go Macho Man Randy Savage.
Okay, I'm looking
that's
him
what I'm
up.
doing.
We'll look
I'm doing
him
it.
up. We'll look him up in his prime. Let's give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
It ain't good.
Oh, I know what Randy Savage
it
looks
ain't
like.
good.
I mean, we're all marrying The Rock, right?
Of course.
Okay,
Clearly.
great. So that's happening. So now
We're gonna have to pick
Who
who
do
we want to
we fuck?
regret fuck. Yeah.
Randy Savage.
Randy goddamn Savage.
No.
God.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna regret fuck Triple H because I kind of feel like he's somebody that would at least he looks like the type that is gonna be old school and pay for dinner first.
Oh,
I think Randy Savage would.
This man is unattractive. Triple H.
But
look at this gif of him.
Oh,
Let me see.
I don't like it.
Is he shitting? He looks like he's shitting his pants.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
all right.
I'm gonna kill Randy Savage.
Plus, can you imagine Triple H actually telling you to suck it? You'd
He's
be
got
like,
dimples.
oh, yeah. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna marry The Rock. Clearly, I'm
Duh.
gonna fuck Randy Savage.
You know what? I'm gonna switch too. I'm gonna fuck Randy Savage. There's something about it where I feel like
He probably eats you out.
he
gonna throw
would.
you around like Tarzan.
I just also feel like I can tell that he has a bigger dick than Triple H.
He doesn't have to
I don't
tell
think
people to
any
suck
of
it all
them
the
do.
time.
I'm gonna say it.
You know what I mean?
Steroids.
Yeah, I think. So you're
The
hoping
face you
that they
just-
like to eat you out because
Yeah.
The face you
Prayers.
just made was great. Well,
Thoughts
I
and
mean,
prayers.
we actually have evidence that The Rock does enjoy that. He tweeted about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Married.
Look at
Yeah.
that chin.
Yeah, he
God
tweeted
damn.
about it
Ladies,
whenever,
look at
what
the
was
chin.
it? It was DJ Khaled made a thing where he was like, I'm the king of my household, so I don't eat pussy. And Dwayne The Rock Johnson was like, oh, excuse me. He basically tweeted like, you definitely should be.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
So we can go with a yes on him.
That's a solid yes.
It's a solid yes. But yeah, I think I'm gonna,
And we got to go wrestling Rock too. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think that's only fair.
Yeah.
raise the
Yeah, yeah,
eyebrow
yeah.
Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
yeah.
smell?
Hot. I can't.
always been
I can't
hot.
think of a hotter wrestler than The Rock. Write in and let
John
let
Cena?
us know.
Is he a writer?
John
Cena. How do we forget?
Did I just say writer,
Let's redo
wrestler?
this. Redo it.
Oh
God
my-
damn it. We
Okay,
have to do
you-
John Cena.
Well, he's your fucking favorite, so he needs to be in for you.
Well, The Rock's
So-
my favorite, but John
Okay.
Cena for sure.
John
God.
Cena.
This is far more wrestling talk than I signed up for. But
Dude, now who do we marry? Because John Cena is legit soups funny. Do you
I'm
marry
still going to
John
marry
Cena
The Rock.
or The Rock?
I'm still going to marry The Rock. I'm going to fuck John Cena. And of course, I'm
Oh
going
my-
to kill Triple
Yeah,
H.
there it
Yeah,
is.
there it
That's
is.
the
Yeah.
answer.
That's the answer.
It is. There is no other answer.
And there no
But
other.
John
except-
Cena is funny.
He's
which is because
funny.
he's actually a surprisingly good comedic actor.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
do
at that.
feel like we should
And
do an
super
old
cute.
school version as well, though, like
Oh.
with Randy Savage
And, like,
Ric
Hulk
Flair and Hulk Hogan.
Oof.
It's all
Okay.
tough.
It's all bad.
It's all tough.
I think.
Do you remember what Ric Flair looks like?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know what being married to Hulk Hogan was supposedly like. That shit was a mess. Oh, he looks sweet. He looks like a sweet old man. It's not somebody I ever want that to touch.
That's a strong chin, though.
I don't want to touch
This is-
any of these men in a sexual way,
There's
or
some
at all.
90s,
Actually,
90s.
or at all.
90s
Kill 'em
wrestler.
all.
Okay.
If I
Or, like,
had
80s
to
wrestler.
choose,
Okay. So Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage.
marry Randy Savage, fuck Ric Flair, kill Hulk Hogan. That's what I
Okay.
would do.
I don't remember hearing anything bad about Hulk Hogan.
Oh,
He
Hulk
had that
Hogan
reality show,
has had a fucking terrible divorce. He was awful with his wife.
but his wife also seemed awful.
His wife was awful
She
too.
seemed
They were
awful.
awful together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
No
she
thanks.
left him
always
and
liked him.
then hooked up with one of her kids' friends.
Yeah.
Like moved, she was like in her, which look, it's fine, but like to me, like if it was my mom, my parents are going through a divorce, it's hard enough already, and then one of my classmates, you moved him into our house.
I don't like that.
Like when he was like 18.
Please don't do that.
Yeah. So I remember being almost team Hulk Hogan because his wife was so awful in that divorce.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was great either. God, this is gross and terrible. I feel like Ric Flair could at least not Ric Flair. I feel like Randy Savage could at least make you laugh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Ric Flair can make you laugh too. I think both those guys are going to be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Ric Flair, you only have to fuck once, and I think Randy Savage is more.
I think the other way around. I think because he seems like just kind of like genuinely seems like a nice guy. He seems like, I don't know. I'm going to marry Ric Flair. Okay. I'm going to fuck Randy Savage, and I'm going to kill Hulk Hogan.
There you go.
Poor Keegan.
I resent you both for making me do this because I'm like, I don't like any of it. Yeah, I guess I'll marry Randy Savage. Anthony has a Randy Savage costume at home. So
Hey now.
Hey.
Oh my God,
I'll
can
go
you
with
tell
that.
him that Bitmoji thing this morning? I was like...
He was sending you Bitmojis, sending us Bitmojis this morning. He's like, love you.
With a
like
sandwich. It's like, oh God.
And I guess, you know what?
Here's another picture of Ric Flair, if that helps.
Oh my God. I guess I'm going to fuck off that picture. I'm going to fuck Hulk Hogan and kill Ric Flair because I don't no. Okay. Absolutely not.
There you go.
Nope. I'm done. Yeah. You keep showing me pictures. We're going to kill Ric Flair and fuck Hulk Hogan. Just get it over with.
There you go. Amen, brother.
Christ almighty.
On that note, guys, let's take 5 and we'll be right back with stories.
And we're back. Okay, so I have the first story this week because I have the Crazy in Love. And this one came in, I think, just into our email. So it says, hey, girls, before I start, just want to say I love the podcast and I'm really happy my sister told me to start listening.
Yay.
I love that.
Thanks, sister.
Okay, so I was 19 and this guy was about 23. We had been talking on Bumble and then moved it to texting. He had been out of town for work and wanted to get together when he was back. We had planned to go for dinner and me, being a dumb 19-year-old, let him pick me up at home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Red flag.
Red flag. He came and picked me up in a BMW SUV, and I was already quite impressed. 19. Listen, it takes almost nothing at 19.
Yeah, I'd be impressed at 19. Dude, I'd be impressed now with a BMW.
A fucking men. Do you know,
I'm not mad about
I've
that.
been on a plethora of dates this year, and there are 3 things that I look for in a guy, mainly. Do you have a car, a job, and a place to live?
Mm-hmm.
You're in LA. I feel like those are 3 things that are necessary to your survival and just basic shit, basic adult shit. And I swear to God, I can get 2 out of 3.
Wow.
But that magical trifecta is eluding
Should not be
me.
that
How
hard.
is that even possible?
Exactly.
I just don't.
A car, a job, and a place to live. 3 things.
A place to live, though.
Well, not a place to live, like your own place, like your
by yourself, that you don't have to
you don't have like a
30
female roommate that you used to bang or something
sure.
like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Your
listen,
wife.
it is.
Yes, your wife. Yeah, you can't get all 3. In LA,
It is
it's
LA.
hard.
I feel like I could pardon a roommate. I could pardon a roommate.
A single roommate. One.
But yes. If you are living
Same
in a
sex.
2-bedroom apartment and you have several people living with you, I'm like, no, we gotta pull the
Do
plug
you
on
have
this.
bunk beds?
Is someone sleeping on the couch? Is there a fold-out couch? Is someone sleeping on it?
Yeah.
No.
Dude, there was
Not today.
There was a meme that someone was like, I think it was Rachel that posted it. I fucking love her. Where it's like guys in LA be like, I'm 47, I want a family someday, but I'm not ready to settle down. It's like, just settle down. You're going to have your AARP card in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pretty much have that senior discount at Denny's,
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
lock.
Yeah.
Come the fuck on.
Oh,
Really?
Yikes.
Brilliant.
Anyway, so
You forgot you were reading, didn't you?
I did for a second. I got into the car and said hello. Pretty much instantly, he started to talk about how he's Russian and he's from Russia and whatnot. I assume it's just because he's nervous. He doesn't know what to talk about. We've all been in a situation like that where you're like, look, this is okay. But if this is is this your whole
Is this
personality?
your personality? Is just telling me where you're from? Okay.
Yeah, I don't. All right.
Cool.
I'm
from Ohio.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if you're just like, I'm from the Midwest? You just whip out all of the Midwest memes. You're just like,
God.
hope and ranch dressing.
No, I just get nervous and start talking about like string theory.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Not
how
a good...
time is a flat circle.
Oh man.
As we continue to drive to the restaurant, he asked me if I live at home with my parents. I explained that I live with my older brother in his home. My date asks a bit about my brother and if he has a family. I reply, no, my brother is single, to which my date replies, how does he own a house if he's single? I paused. Not only had the only things he's asked me about are where I lived, but he's now asking about my brother's financial situation. I looked at him and just replied, he has a well-paying career. Thinking that my date would then maybe ask about my job or anything to do with me, he smiled. I smiled back. And then he goes on to talk about Russia. Just Mother Russia all day.
He's very specific.
The specific. We get to the restaurant and sit down. To set the scene, we were at a fancier sports bar. It wasn't a formal atmosphere, but it was good food. My date starts looking at the menu and then scoffs. I look up, and before I could ask what's wrong, he goes, there's no steak dinner here. I then said, well, no, we're at a pub.
Yeah.
He then looks at me and goes, well, I want a steak dinner. I look at the menu and point out a steak sandwich. He rolls his eyes at me and then says, well, that'll have to do, I guess. I fucking guess. You took me here.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
You picked this.
I guess it does. At this point, I'm beyond uncomfortable and just want to leave. It was mid-November in Alberta, Canada, and I didn't drive, so I decided to stick it out for the free dinner and warmth.
Oh.
Girl, I don't blame you. I'm not trying to walk anywhere.
No.
Look, I'm from California. I'm not trying to walk anywhere if it dips below 50 degrees.
Or above 90.
Yeah. I walked over here today and I was just like, God, it's hot as tits out. I do not want to do it. Goddamn. When the waitress came around, he started casually hitting on her.
Wait, what?
She says I wasn't bothered at all because we weren't hitting it off. Still fucking rude, though.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's very rude.
It's very rude. We're on a date. Like, I mean, at this point, you know it's not going to work out, but still, have a little bit of decency. When she walked away, he asks me, are you planning on going to school? I explained that university is a lot of money and I want to know what I want to do before just spending it and possibly hating it. You're the smartest 19-year-old of all time.
Yep. Absolutely.
Because so many people that I knew felt like they were forced to go to college when they weren't ready. And guess how many of them used their fucking degrees? Hardly any of them. And guess how many of them are saddled with a shit ton of debt?
Yep. All of them.
All of them.
Yep.
Yeah. So he then looks at me and goes, it's your parents' responsibility to pay for your education. I just kind of looked at him and said, I don't think it is, actually. He then proceeds to say, I think it is. My parents didn't, and now I'm in debt. Well, that was your decision, sir. Like, that was your decision. It's great if you have parents who are willing to help you out financially and able to help you out financially. But, like, okay.
That's a level of privilege I don't think any of us here are
familiar
privy
with.
to. Yeah, no. Assuming that was the end of his statement, I went on to say something to which he continued by going, but instead of paying off that debt, I bought my BMW.
Okay.
That's okay.
That
So
seems,
now
so he's
you know,
wise.
Now you know his financial situation.
Yeah, broke.
I didn't know what, because you're not paying off your debt. Now you're paying what on student loan payments? You're 20, or on car payments. You're 23 and you have a BMW SUV.
Seems unnecessary.
Better get that card ready to pay for his steak
Honestly.
sandwich.
Honestly.
Oh no, she's gonna have to wash dishes, isn't she?
Yeah. As we were eating, he asked me another question. Do you party? Which sounds like a fucking 1970s pickup line.
Sounds like something that somebody asked you if you want to do coke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do you party? Yeah. I'm picturing very hairy chest, very low cut shirt, wide lapels.
For sure.
Yep.
I said I did occasionally. I was 19 and didn't have lots of money, but I did enjoy going out when I could. He said to me, I love partying. It's so fun. And I said, it can be, but I find it can also be expensive and a waste of money. When he asked me how it could possibly be a waste of money, I said, you wake up the next morning with nothing out of it but a hangover and most of the time regrets. To that, he replied, listen, we like to party in this room, but
we also know that this is how this ends.
This is also the most responsible 19-year-old I've ever encountered. To which he replied, that's why I do drugs. No hangover there.
Oh.
I didn't know what to say and just looked at him wide-eyed. What? He asked as if that sentence didn't just come out of his mouth. I just said, nothing. I think we just have different ideas on life. He goes, drinking and doing drugs is not a waste of time or money. I think you're just poor.
Wow. Shots fired. Damn, son.
Yes, I am poor.
Sounds like you're poor too.
You are poor, sir. Like, just pretending you have money does not mean you have money. It means you have credit cards.
Exactly.
And you're going to be in massive, massive, massive credit card debt. She says, yes, I am poor. I'm 19 and working part-time while going to school to upgrade. The smart thing to do. After dinner, the car ride home was silent. I got out and ran into my house faster than I ever had before. Lucky for me, when I went to unmatch him on Tinder, he had already done that and never tried to contact me again.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
At least you're on the same page.
You guys are on the
Exactly.
same. Neither one of you like each other.
Yeah, that's
Yikes.
actually like best case scenario.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. So ours came to us through our website. I am not going to tell you the subject of this email because I don't want to give it away. Okay. All right. It says, hey, ladies, love your podcast so much. The Facebook group is also the best form of social media that I'm aware of. True.
Oh,
so
yay.
true.
True.
It's a happy place.
It is a
Yeah,
happy
it is.
place. I will admit that my worst date isn't horrible looking back on it, but it is very comical, so I thought I'd share. I had just gotten out of a really bad relationship and moved to a new city. So it says new A city, so new city. So of course I'm messing around on Bumble and started talking to this super cute guy. He was so funny and sweet. Also just getting out of a bad relationship. So we were both on the same page of what we wanted, which was basically just hook up. So we decided to meet up. He picked a pizza place that was close to my house. I'm from the area where Jersey, New York, and Philly all kind of blend together. And
I bet the accents are amazing
it's
right
just-
there.
I was
Like,
just thinking that.
right on the border of like Jersey and Philly. Like,
Yeah.
mwah.
Somebody with that accent, like,
Please, just send us a voice memo.
exactly.
Ugh.
I want it.
And of course, they're going to pizza, she says, and we're a bunch that are very particular about our food.
I bet.
Yeah, so I can imagine. So I was less than impressed with his choice. But I didn't say anything about it because I was happy that not only did he pick a place, he intentionally picked a place that would be convenient for me. Can you fucking imagine?
Well, that's
It's already
thoughtful.
I can imagine someday, like,
right,
clouds and sunshine.
right, rainbows and all that shit.
Yeah.
So we get there, and he is just as cute and sweet in person. He ordered a Philly cheese steak pizza. That sounds exactly like where they're at.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
I was going to suggest they do.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like on the border between like Jersey and Philly. Just like put those hands together.
And that's what he did,
Yeah.
which she says I was not okay with. But again,
Well, I
let
do
it
feel like
slide.
people from Philly are probably pretty particular about the way they eat their
Exactly.
cheesesteak. Yeah.
Exactly. You got to nail it.
Got to go on a hoagie.
So she's like, this is where Murphy's Law takes over and ruins the whole date. I spill my beer on his pants. It's bullet pointed, by the way.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
great.
It's a list.
Bullet one.
I love a list.
I spilled my beer on his pants.
Great.
He stepped in a giant puddle and soaked his shoes.
This poor man.
worst.
He's just wet now.
I made myself look stupid because I didn't know people in the South called sneakers tennis shoes. I literally thought he meant shoes he played tennis in.
Is that a Southern thing?
I guess. I've never heard them called sneakers.
Sneakers.
I mean, I guess I've heard them called that, but that is a very New England thing. Yeah. Sneakers.
Yeah,
I
called
said
them
tennis shoes
growing up.
Dude,
Tennis
that
shoes.
happened
Yeah,
to me.
me too.
That happened to me when I was in Boston that one time. I was like, I'm gonna go run and change and put on some tennis shoes. She was like, tennis shoes? You mean sneakers?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, or that.
Whatever.
That is a very New England thing. That's so funny. He talked about how much he dislikes the name Elizabeth before I told him that was my middle name.
Oh,
He touched my eye.
What a weird thing to dislike.
wait. He. Okay.
Your
He touched
eyeball?
Your eye.
Wait. He touched my eye after eating a jalapeno popper, making my eye very red and watery.
Okay,
This is
why
bullet
are
points.
your fingers
Just
near my
bullet
eyes?
points.
I'm sorry. I need
Give
you to
me
write back
about
and
an
give me
eyelash.
like. He was trying to be like cute and
Polite.
romantic.
Yeah.
He's like,
oh, look,
make a wish. Like, it burns.
He made a joke about a house fire when my family's house had burned down that year. Oh my God. The bar started having karaoke night where I heard some of the worst singers in my life. It gave us both a massive headache. This is all bullet points. This is just.
I feel like that could have been
we're
fun if we'd let
halfway
it.
through. Yeah. Well, we love karaoke, so
And
that would have been
honestly, bad
amazing.
karaoke can be really entertaining.
And also,
Totally.
it's just like if you're with the right person,
You gotta-
even like
yeah.
going grocery shopping is fun.
True.
That's true.
That's
So,
true.
yeah.
This is also how I learned how intolerant to obnoxious noises I am. The waitress who was hitting on him the whole night asked him out for a drink right in front of me.
Yo,
yes.
What is that? That is
There's
a
a theme. I don't know, but
Yeah.
that is rude, y'all. Don't
Like,
do that.
Hello, this is a first date. But I guess she didn't know that. But like, hi, you're clearly on a date.
Listen, if
Yeah.
you are a server, I feel like you
Read
begin
the
to
room.
recognize what a date looks like. Even if it's a bad date, you know when people are on
And you
a
don't
date.
ask
And also, yeah, just never do that. Never ask a customer out.
That's
It's
so weird. On the way to the bathroom, I slipped and busted my ass in front of everyone and ripped my jeans in the process.
Oh my God.
At this point, we decided this date was draining. So we were only in it for the hookup anyway. So we decided to go back to my place. Luckily, he had a hoodie in his
I
car.
fucking love that they're just like, do you just want to bone and get
Yeah,
this
let's
over
just get
with?
this fucking
Like,
over with.
Let's not even pretend that we're gonna get along.
yeah, look,
Right.
we're not compatible, but like maybe we could
Let's
just
just
in
knock
and
this
out
shit
real
out. Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I have heard that this is the case. I have not found it to be true. Where if you are not compatible with somebody like conversation wise, then like sometimes
bedroom.
yeah,
I agree. I
Yeah.
think that's probably part of it for sure.
I
But
think for me it's like there's got to be some sort of like
it's chemistry. right?
chemistry.
Well, luckily he had a hoodie in his car and that I was able to tie around my waist to hide the ripped pants. While heading upstairs to the 4th floor apartment, he fell and scraped his knee.
Look, I think the universe is giving you all the signs to
Right.
turn around, man.
Yeah.
Like your guardian angel is just like, nah.
When we get into the house, my roommates are being obnoxious as usual and begin interrogating him immediately. I could submit several worst roommate stories. Girl, we'll take them.
We certainly will.
I
And
love
this
that
poor
shit.
man
That's
at
funny.
this point, like he's had beer spilled in his crotch. He has
Stepped in a
stepped
puddle.
in a puddle. He has scraped his knee, and now he's like, I just want to
Your
bang.
date ripped your pants.
Yeah,
This is all.
I'm trying to smash. I'm not here for this.
Yeah.
I dragged him into my room and we finally started hooking up. I figured this is where it was going to get good. The foreplay was great and the sex was amazing until he pulled out to switch positions and says these exact words.
No.
Quote.
No.
I think you have the condom. What do you mean I have it? Yup, it's stuck inside me. I went into the bathroom
It just became my favorite thing.
and tried several positions to dig the thing out of me when I realized I also had my period. My period is always very light, so I almost don't even notice it. Bitch.
I know. Honestly, just fucking humble brag. Wow.
Wow, brag.
Drop that in there.
But as far as I knew, it had never started mid-sex before. He lightly knocks on the door and asks if I need anything, which I respond to by yelling at him to stop talking to me. Oh my God, totally.
I think you have the condom. What?
Excuse me. After a while, I was scared of having to get it surgically removed, so I decided to ask his help. I flung the door open. Can you come in and shut the door, please? No.
Can you come in?
I flung the door open and hit the dude in the face. His nose started bleeding all over the place. I asked why he was that close to the door, and he said in a really sad voice, "I was gonna knock to ask if you wanted me to leave." So now I felt bad, and we're both uncomfortable and bloody, and he got some ice for his face and cleaned up the blood before this man that I had just met puts his finger inside of me to dig out a condom. He finally got it out, acted like it was no big deal, and just went to the bathroom to
Honestly,
throw it out and wash hands.
He sounds like a sweet baby angel, to be honest. Like, I'm like, what
It's
a
goddamn
good sport.
saint. What a good sport.
Oh, you're waking up at 83 thinking of this though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I finally got dressed and told him I'd walk him to his car when he asked if I wanted him to call me again. And I told him that it felt like this date was the universe telling us that we were not meant to
That's
be.
right.
He agreed and we didn't communicate again. About a year later, I was at a wedding, my friend's wedding, when I saw him. Apparently, he is her cousin. We talked the rest of the night and had an absolute blast together. This night went much better than the last date. We kept in contact and started dating, and just last weekend, we got engaged.
What?
Oh my God! Are
That
you
shit
kidding me?
took a turn. Wow, that was amazing.
We both said that we don't remember a lot of the people we went on dates with and are convinced that the universe had to make our date memorable so that when we were both ready to date, we'd bump into each other and make it work. And we definitely were meant to be.
Wow.
Thanks for always reading awesome stories, discussing important topics, and being an all-around amazing podcast.
Oh my, thank you. That was
that the best?
Oh my God.
I felt so many
That
emotions during that.
It was up,
The
it was
best.
down, it was
The
all over.
best.
They have to serve like Philly cheesesteak pizza at their wedding, right?
Oh my
Right?
God. She better spill a beer on
Everyone
him.
from Philly is like,
No, thank you.
we're not attending.
Dude,
Oh.
that was so good. And
Wow.
I'm stoked now that you read yours to read mine.
Oh God. Okay.
So mine I titled Concussed.
You titled it?
Yes.
Okay.
Happened to my cousin. No, not me, my cousin. And I will tell this story till I die. Her and I lived together at the time. She worked at a tanning salon. She mentions this guy that had started coming in and he's really hot and always flirts with her. So I guess 2 weeks after back and forth flirting, this guy asks her out on a date. She comes home, gets all prettied up. I wish her luck. Tell her, please call me if she decides to stay over so I know she's okay. She's a few years younger than me and I have no idea who this guy is, which good on her.
Good job.
Good. She ends up calling me about 5 hours later, hysterical, bawling her eyes out. Can't understand a word. All I can make out is, I'm at the hospital. My car is at this address. Please go get it, then come and pick me up.
What?
So my boyfriend and I go get her car. We drop it off at her house. Then my boyfriend decides to pick up a couple buddies of his along the way because it sounds like someone needed an ass kicking.
Oh, shit.
Got it.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is like Amy and Emerson rolling out. And Emerson's like, we're picking people up. We're going to kill this motherfucker. Chick face is at the hospital. What the fuck happened? Like, we gon' murder.
What did you do?
Yeah. We had no idea what was going on. We get to the hospital and she's outside shivering. A man is standing next to her, but not like super beside her. He looks worried and she looks like hell. She just jumps in the car and screams, just drive. Me being mad as fuck say to the guy, are you blank, his name? He looks like he's going to cry at any second. He said, yes, please don't be mad. I brought her here. I had to. She didn't want me to. Please let me explain.
Oh, no.
My cousin is in absolute hysterics at this point, punching the back of my seat. Please go. I said,
no.
I don't have time to listen to you. She wants to go home. I'm going to take care of her. We drive home. I keep asking her, what the fuck happened? Please tell me now. Did he hurt you? Do we need to call the cops? Her response is, no, please. Nothing like that. I'll tell you at home.
Oh, she's
not
embarrassed
in
as
front
shit.
of other
Oh,
people.
she's embarrassed.
Oh, this is horrible. Oh my God.
So I left it at that. Dying inside to know. We get home. I tuck her in bed. Give her some tea.
What a good fucking
Try
cousin.
and
This is her
calm
cousin,
her down.
right?
Mhm. Every time she starts explaining, she buries her face in her hands and cries.
Oh no.
Finally, I get it out of her.
Oh no.
After she left our house, she met him at his house. They talked and had a coffee, and he asks what she would like to do. She suggests a movie. He said, okay, let's go to Blockbuster. So this happened a while ago.
yeah.
But
My God. Yeah, there's a relic from the past.
they go to Blockbuster. This is where it all starts. They pick their movie and head to the cashier. She says she doesn't feel so good.
Oh no.
And then remembers waking up on the floor. He told her she passed out and hit her head pretty hard on the counter.
Holy shit.
She said he was begging her to go to the hospital right then and there. She said, no, I'll be fine. Let's just go watch the movie. And he agrees. They get back to his place. He keeps asking if she's all right, if she would please change her mind and go to the hospital. She says no over and over. She says she doesn't remember falling asleep. But she guessed that's what happened because suddenly she wakes up urgently, needing to shit and vomit. She has no idea the layout of this guy's house. So she scrambles to the floor, feeling dizzy, starts crawling, asking where the washroom is. He tries picking her up to take her, but she said she couldn't hold back.
Oh, no.
Throws up all over the floor, all over him, shits in her pants.
No.
She starts crying.
No.
No.
She said he was so concerned.
This poor man.
He didn't even care. He just took her to the bathroom to finish. While they make it to the bathroom, she said she pulls her pants down before she makes it to the toilet and shits like a parrot all over the wall.
It's like,
I'm like crying. She said shits like a parrot all over the wall.
and we all know that's specific, and we know exactly what that means. It's liquidy. There's a spray situation. There's a radius. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't even. He gently closes the door and says, "Pass me your clothes," and he has something for her to wear. She agrees and does so. She said she stopped vomiting and shitting and finally agreed to go to the hospital.
Stopped vomiting and shitting is just
It's the worst. He takes her, and then shortly after I got that phone call, while she's telling me this, I am laughing so hard, crying, rubbing her head, and wondering if this is all a joke.
this poor man. Like,
Oh, no.
Oh, because this is his worst date of all
Ever.
time. Yeah.
And it's not a joke because they ended up getting married, and we bring this up at least once a year.
No. Oh my god. Goosebumps.
I know. You read yours, and I was like, oh my god, like, that's a fucking closer. But I was like, dude. Sometimes your worst date is so fucking memorable. Someone parrot shits in your bathroom.
Jesus.
You
Well,
are never gonna forget them.
You're
Never.
trauma bonded. Okay.
trauma.
Like,
This is
you
like
guys have
Keanu Reeves,
survived.
Sandra Bullock shit.
Yes,
Oh man.
It doesn't even really matter if you like each other. You have survived an
goosebumps.
experience together, and now it's law.
Yeah.
You have to
You have
be
to get
together for
married.
the rest of your
You
life
have to.
now.
You can't be with anybody else.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no.
Oh man.
Oh man, that's amazing.
So yeah, there we go.
Jesus.
Okay, so I was talking to Cassi yesterday about how I feel like, and I've loved it, I've super loved it, but we've done like so many heavy hitters lately. We've done like Bonnie and Clyde, Catherine Knight, Charles Starkweather, King Henry. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to watch one of these fucking like true crime shows.
Yep. Love it.
And find something.
There's gold. There's a never-ending gold,
in the
unfortunately.
Especially since Oxygen just put out a show like specifically for this show called Killer Affairs.
Oh, well.
So, yes.
Well, shit. They didn't consult us?
No, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, we
We should be hosting this.
honestly,
That's all.
very correct. So, I was watching Killer Affairs, and I got this story from it.
Okay.
And this story, I don't anticipate that it's going to be a super long story, but there will be commentary because it is a weird ride.
All right.
Okay. So, Richard Slatkins was a private investigator in Texas in the Fort Worth area. So, not in Fort Worth, but in one of those towns surrounding Fort Worth.
Okay.
And usually, like, he made most of his money as a private investigator exposing adulterers.
Yeah.
Like, that was how he made the bulk of his money.
Do you guys remember that
So much
fucking
good money in
show? Like, remember that
Cheaters?
Cheaters.
Fuck yeah, I remember
Yes.
Cheaters. Ooh.
Fuck yes.
Ooh, that is the most tea of tea drinking shows
Oh,
of all
damn.
time. Like, you're
they
just
come up
sitting
on
there.
you like with a camera. You're like, oh,
You're straight
shit.
fucking, and
I-
like they walk in with a camera.
I'm legitimately making a note to myself to like go find old
that shit on
episodes
YouTube. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my god, that
Honestly.
just popped in my head.
Yes. So I mean, like, kind of
That
this guy's
host
job.
got stabbed.
Yeah, that's right. From that show.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, somebody fucking stabbed him.
Oh,
Yeah.
yikes.
I think that's when they decided to end that show.
They were like, it's too dangerous.
maybe a little Maybe cut this.
That workman's comp must have been a big ass check. You know?
My God.
He's like,
Did he get hazard pay for doing that job?
I know, right?
he's like, I'm getting too old for this shit.
So yeah, Richard was a private investigator, and his friends all said that he enjoyed outing liars. He liked what he did. Like, you know, it was a good time for him. And he was said to be like very like amiable. He was very well liked, generous. People really enjoyed him. So Richard was in his early 50s when 18-year-old Catherine Taylor walks into his office, and she's not looking for him to like find anyone or anything like that. She says that she's looking to go into the private investigator business and wants to pick his brain, kind of study under him to learn the tricks of the trade. Like that's kind of like what she comes in saying.
Okay, Veronica Mars.
Mm-hmm, right?
We'll see.
So Catherine was an heiress, or is an heiress, to a multi-million-dollar medical company called Alcon. So she, you know, came from money in this area. Her family is old money and like pretty well known, but she makes him feel good about himself. She's an 18-year-old girl who's very interested in everything he has to say, thinks that he's super smart and interesting, and that makes him feel good. So you can see where this is going.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and this show does a thing that I don't love. So, spoiler alert, Richard Slatkins is the victim in this story.
Okay.
So a lot of times on these shows, they will bend over backwards to justify the actions of the victim just because they were the victim.
Right.
Where I'm like, I don't know that we actually need to do that. Like, you can say that this person still shouldn't have had what happened to them happen to them.
Sure.
And also say that, like, we don't need to be making excuses for the behavior. So, but, you know, for the purposes of the story, I will bring it up. His son, he had a 16-year-old son who had died a couple of years before. And the show would have you believe that it caused a huge rift within his marriage, which it's not saying that it didn't, because I don't know what.
Sure, losing a child, you hear that a lot. You do when people lose children. That's like the first thing that happens
because
is they lose.
People grieve very differently.
It's very hard.
Yeah, and I'm not here to say that it didn't cause a lot of problems within his marriage. Why we are putting it in this story as a reason why it made it okay for him to cheat on his wife, I don't know. But that is how it was framed. So Richard and Catherine quickly begin an affair. Again, she is 18 and he is in his early 50s. And
I've always gone for like older guys or whatever.
That's a lot
even
older.
as like, you know, a younger, like 17, 18, but that's a lot.
And the show
that's a
really
lot.
portrays his involvement in this affair as if he just kind of like fell into it. Like,
oops,
at some point,
slipped.
like, yeah, I slipped into this, and I'm just like, no. Because here's the other thing. The affair lasted for 4 years.
Yikes.
Wow.
Before he actually left his wife.
That's like a relationship.
Yeah, you had a whole
an
side relationship.
Eternity too. For 18 to 22 is a fucking eternity. 4 years now will fly fucking by, but that's prime time.
Yeah.
And like, what are you doing?
You're prime hot, too.
What are you doing to your fucking wife that you're like, for 4 years? You're lying to your wife for 4 years. Like, it's not like a little fling.
Long.
You are having 2 relationships with 2 different women for 4 years. Like, that is insane. And like, you know, they say that like they did it everywhere. They did it at her house. They did it at his house when his wife wasn't there. Like, they did it in his office. Like,
Get the fuck out.
So he finally divorces his wife in 2005. 4 years after that, so, you know, 4 more years. Now they've been together for 8 years. So it is
now
a relationship.
60 something.
Yeah. Yep. Early 60s at this point. Richard and Catherine decide to get married at this point.
Yo.
Wow.
He's legitimately older than her father.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So not long after they get married, the couple announce that they're pregnant with their first child together.
Sips tea.
They have a daughter. So he is a 60-year-old father. Okie dokie.
Wow.
So they have a daughter. By all accounts, it seems like their relationship is pretty good. He is head over heels in love with her, and like they seem to be okay. Catherine's family money bought them a house, so they had a big, nice house, and they're living together with their daughter. What happened to his children from the other relationship? No idea.
He won the fucking lottery.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah, a woman who was like less than half your age, and she comes from a lot of money. So
wow.
In 2012, Catherine becomes pregnant again. And at this point, people in their lives are starting to feel like, I don't know, their relationship is starting to feel distant and strained. They're not as excited about this pregnancy. Specifically, like Catherine is not as excited about this pregnancy. And 3 months after the child was born, they had another girl. Catherine admitted to Richard that she'd been having an affair with her high school boyfriend, Jason Patton.
Ooh.
So this is affair number 2 for Catherine. Jason and Catherine were like puppy love. Like they were each other's first loves. They were very like on again, off again all throughout high school. They were engaged a couple of times throughout high school. So they like got engaged and, broke up. Jason is also from old money, like old Fort Worth money. Like he's from oil money, classic like Texas money. So they run in the same circles. In fact, there was a woman who was Jason's aunt who was interviewed for this. And it is the most like eccentric rich lady Texan you will ever see. And part of me was like, yes. And part of me was like, this woman is so fucking obnoxious. Like, I'll go into a little bit of that later because anyway, okay. She was like a character. Like she was a character.
Brilliant.
So she tells him not only like is she having an affair, had been having an affair for a couple of years.
Oof.
Yeah, she does the long-term affair game.
Wow.
But that the child was Jason's.
Ooh.
So
woof.
Yikes. Richard
he cared, of course. He was gutted, like he was hurt, but he wanted to salvage the relationship, of course. Like you said, he hit the jackpot. And also like he loved her by all like accounts. He actually really did love her. And they'd been together for a long time at this point. And he was totally willing to raise the child as his own. He wanted to raise both daughters as his own. But Catherine was like, no, I no longer love you. I fell out of love with you and I want you to move out of the house. So she kicks him out of the house. And then she kind of sort of moves Jason into the house. So she continues her relationship with Jason. And after 3 years with Richard, files for divorce. So now at this point, they've been together for what, like 8, 9, 11 years, her and Richard? Mm-hmm. So Jason and Catherine had a really passionate but very like tumultuous relationship, like neighbors, and they had a big house, and neighbors later came out and said that they would hear them like arguing all the time and things like that. It was a lot of
good space for children.
Oh yeah. Sounds legit.
Yeah.
And this makes it worse. Jason was also an addict. He had a really bad addiction problem. In this show, they actually show a lot of his headshots. Wow. No, Ooh. They're not headshots. They are mugshots.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
And they show a lot of them, and it's so like bizarre because they don't even all look like the same person. Because it's like he'll be really heavy and then he'll be really thin, and like it's very clear that he had a substance abuse problem.
Got it.
That's rough.
Yeah, and he'd been kind of like in and out of trouble with the law forever, kind of in and out of jail and situations like that forever. Mm-hmm. So a year into his renewed relationship with Catherine, Jason is placed under arrest for possession of a controlled substance. So he's placed under arrest, and they're like, we're going to put you in prison. So the night before he gets ready to go to prison, they have a going away party at a restaurant. Like
you do.
Look, that's a bunch of like super rich, bored people.
Jesus.
So they hosted
this was that Cheesecake Factory.
Yes. They hosted a big like going away party for Jason. Like, see you when you get out of prison party.
Wow.
And at this party, 65-year-old Johnny Patton, Jason's dad, approaches Catherine and tells her, if there's anything you need, just let me know. So she later says that she knew exactly what he meant by that. And they ended up talking. And the night before his son was going to prison, he went over to Catherine's house and they hooked up for the first time. So,
jeez.
So she's 30, he is 65, and he is married, and he is her boyfriend's father, who is also their daughter's grandfather.
Catherine.
Lady.
Honey. Sweetie.
Girl.
Baby girl.
Listen.
A lot. It's a lot.
I'm going to need to sit you down. Okay.
So
have a little come to Jesus meeting.
Yeah, affair number 3 at this point. Yeah. Affair number 3.
There's something, honestly, you do stuff. It makes me wonder about her childhood.
Yeah,
honestly.
what is the deal?
You accept the love that you feel you deserve, and there's something
but she's seeking
broken
out
there.
This. Like,
she's seeking
it out.
This kind of drama and this kind of like, yeah.
Absolutely.
This is some kind of daddy issue that
deep.
Yeah.
So their relationship got serious very quickly. Johnny filed for divorce not long after he got together with Catherine.
Why is Grandpa always here?
Yeah, I'm really creeped out.
Wow, that family tree is a zigzag.
It sure is. Yeah, it's just a circle. So he called Johnny, his son, while his son was in prison, to tell him about the relationship.
Fucking wild.
Wow.
Can you fucking imagine? Like, I am fucking your girlfriend and raising your kid. So there's that.
Wow.
So a few months after the affair began, Catherine moves Johnny into the house. So now Johnny is living in her house with her.
My God, somebody call CPS.
This is so much.
This.
It's so much. Now, guys, we're not done. If you guys don't have whiplash yet, we're not done. So,
oh my God.
Richard still sees Catherine regularly. Like, of course, because they have the kids, or the kid, but he sees both children and he takes care of both children. So,
Richard.
Richard, honey. Richard still sees Catherine and they co-parent. And what I mean by that is, like, very often, like, whenever there's a divorced parent situation, the one parent will drop off the kids to the parent that has custody that day and, come back and pick them up.
Right.
Catherine didn't do that. Like, so she would take the kids over to Richard's and then stay, like, the whole time. So they were essentially, like, acting as one family.
Plain house.
Yeah. Whenever he had custody, she would just, like, stay there with him and the kids. And, Johnny didn't like it. Didn't like this situation. He hated it. And
Does he hate this worse than his fucking dad screwing?
Oh, no. Johnny is the dad.
Johnny is the dad.
Wait, yeah. Jason's in jail.
Jason, that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So Johnny's the dad, and he hated this situation. He was very, very jealous of Richard. He didn't want her to be spending time with Richard.
With a younger guy of like 57.
At this point, I think they're both in their 60s, but he is younger by like 2 years or something. Yeah. Turns out that he had pretty good reason to be suspicious because Catherine was still sleeping with Richard.
She sus.
So this is like affair number 4.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, God. Shit. It's like hard to keep up. And the two, like, they absolutely hated each other. Like, Richard thought that Johnny was a slime ball, which, I mean, he was. He's sleeping with He's living with his son's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right.
And granddaughter. So, So Richard really, really hated Johnny, and Johnny hated him. Like, there was no, like, secret of that at all.
No love lost.
So on September 30th, 2013, Richard calls Catherine. So he had been living in this kind of, like, really small house since their divorce, and he wanted to upgrade into something else for the kids. So he still had some big appliances at her home, and so he called and said, like, I'm going to come pick up the washer dryer and, like, some other things. I'm going to get a moving van and I'm going to go pick those things up tomorrow. don't let Richard be at the house, or not Richard, sorry. Don't let Johnny be at the house whenever I get there, or I'm going to kick his ass, or I'm going to have somebody else kick his ass. Like, this is what he said. Now,
slow down, Grandpa.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, we're going to watch two fucking old ass men fight each other.
I know.
It's
Oh my God, this is what we're going to find on Facebook.
Are we not beyond that now at like 60
I'm gonna
something?
kick his
No,
ass.
no, they're not.
It's
They're
terrible.
not at all. So when he calls and says this, Johnny was standing nearby while Catherine was on the phone, and he claims that he heard Richard say that he's going to kill him. So Johnny goes around and shares this news with everybody. He calls his sister, who is the woman, the very eccentric lady who is interviewed for
Do you
this
think
show.
this woman has a parrot?
She absolutely has a parrot for sure. Yeah, and a very fancy cage that she keeps it in. She owns a lot of scarves. I get the sense.
I was just going to say scarves.
A lot of things with tassels, I believe. Hats. Yeah. And she's got a very thick, South Texas accent.
Multiple glasses?
She didn't have glasses on in this show, but she did have pretty bright lipstick. So there's that. But so he calls her, he calls other people. He basically starts sharing this information that, oh my God, Richard is gonna kill me. He's threatening to kill me. He's going to try and kill me, to like anybody who will listen.
Would listen, yeah.
Premeditated.
The next day, he takes Catherine with him to the cops to file a report. And this is after calling the cops 7 times. He had called the cops 7 times to be like, my life is in danger. This man is going to try and kill me, until finally the next day he takes Catherine with him to the police station. Johnny says that he wants Richard arrested for attempted murder, which is like, that's not how that works.
That's not how this works.
It's not how this works. But after talking to Catherine, so they separate them, they talk to Catherine separately, and Catherine is like, no, he just said that if Richard was at the house when he was at the house, that he would kick his ass. Like, basically like that. He said he would beat his ass or he'd get somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what Richard said.
The police are like, thank you for wasting taxpayer time.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you for wasting
And-
our time.
There was
Money.
actual real crimes happening, but
Yep.
that's cool.
Yeah, they said that they can't arrest him because, well, duh. And then also because there's conflicting information. Like, the person that Richard was actually talking to says that he said something different. So
Yeah,
we
right.
can't arrest him for that. And, weirdly enough, Johnny seems okay with this. For a guy who called the police 7 times and
I
says
guess there's nothing you can do.
says that someone is threatening his life, was basically like, well, as long as you have a report of it. As long as you have a report, then it's okay.
That doesn't sound suspect at all.
So they leave, and Catherine goes off to a hair appointment. Around the same time, Richard shows up at the house with the movers. When he gets there, the gate is locked, which is kind of strange because Catherine swears that she left the gate unlocked for him to be able to get in and get his stuff. So he calls Catherine. She leaves the hair appointment. She comes. She lets him in. Johnny arrives home as they are starting to load the truck up. So they're starting to load the truck up. Johnny makes a phone call to 911, and they play the 911 call on this episode. And I will tell you, I am not one who gets like weird about 911 calls typically.
Yeah.
However, Karen from My Favorite Murder talks about how she doesn't like them because you can tell when someone's being a really fake actor.
Bad actor, yeah.
The worst.
This 911 call is so annoying because of this, because he is basically saying over and over, yelling, he's trying to kill me, he wants to kill me, and they're like, who? And he's like, Richard Slatkins wants to kill me, he's at my house, you need to get the cops here now or I'm gonna have to kill him. If you don't get the cops here right now. You have to get the cops here right now.
And he's like with a washer and dryer.
You're like, what?
Nah, he's already dead. This guy's like trying to be
totally.
like fucking Hamlet. He's like, acting's easy.
Jesus.
So both of these men are licensed to carry because Texas. like,
Say no more.
yeah, because of Texas. They're both licensed to carry concealed weapons.
Yeah.
And Johnny, so he does end up shooting Johnny, he does end up shooting Richard, and he's on the phone with the 911 operator, and they're like, did you just shoot him? And he's like, yeah, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. So when they get there, Richard is dead from a gunshot wound to the chest. Johnny is not even trying to claim that he didn't do it, but the entire time he's being like, it was self-defense. It was self-defense. It's all recorded. It's all on the 911 call. You can go listen back. So, they do see that Richard had, so Johnny claims that Richard ran at him, reaching back as if he had a gun. So this is what he claims. He claims that like Richard came out of the house, was screaming about how he was going to kill Johnny. And as he was running down the driveway, he reached behind him as if to pull a gun out from the back of his like pants.
Okay.
And so he was scared and had a reasonable reason to believe that Richard was going to shoot him. When they checked his body, he had no gun on him. So he did not have a gun on him.
Why am I? Color me surprised.
Yeah.
Color me shocked.
So Texas, and you won't be surprised by this, Texas has a stand your ground law.
Yeah.
That basically says if you have reasonable fear that your life is in danger, not like your life is actively in danger, but if you have a reasonable fear that your life is in danger, you can kill the other person and essentially like not be punished for it. So prosecutors believe that Johnny planned to kill Richard from the start, hence why he filed that police report and didn't really care about his safety.
Yep.
And he had planned from the very beginning to make it look like self-defense. Johnny went to confront Richard. And if you're in fear, like that's the thing. This poor 911 operator was just like, he's like, oh, I'm looking for him. And the 911 operator was like, don't go find him. Like, why are you seeking him out?
If you're afraid of him.
If you're afraid of him. And, the 911 call really did, he did it in a way to try and like
cover
himself, but it actually ended up being detrimental to him in trial because on the tape, Johnny says he's at the house and Richard is coming at him when 10 seconds later, you can hear the car accelerate on the 911 call. So he was looking for him and still driving around looking for him when he was on the 911 phone call.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then the two movers. So he really wasn't counting on there being any witnesses. And there were two movers there helping Richard move these heavy appliances. And they both said that they saw the whole thing and that when Richard ran down the driveway, he had his hands up. So it didn't look like he was reaching to get anything. And you can hear, it's like the 911 call is so fucked up because like you can hear him say like, I'm going to have to shoot him right now. And then like shoots him.
Jesus.
So,
wow.
The 911's like,
you don't.
There's
Don't do it.
So many other options.
yeah, I don't think you do have to shoot him right now. So Catherine testified for the prosecution. She testified for them against Richard.
Good.
Against Johnny. My God. And the murder trial actually lasted less than a week, which is crazy short for a murder trial. On November 22nd, 2015, the jury found Johnny Patton guilty of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison.
And he got to go be with his son.
Yeah, they can hang out together. Maybe
have a talk.
They could knit.
Try and like mend their broken relationship. So Catherine Slatkin did not face any charges, nor do I. I mean, she had terrible judgment. But
obviously should be in therapy.
Oh,
definitely be in therapy. Least. She's still living in the Fort Worth area with her daughters, which I'm like, man, I'd want to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to live in that neighborhood after that. Not with eccentric auntie. Because so the aunt who's in the show, she is Jason's aunt, but she's Johnny's sister. And
yikes.
She is also, acting is not their strong suit in this family because she did this thing that made me like, okay, where the narrator was like, she heard that someone had been shot outside Catherine Slatkins' house, and fearing for the safety of members of her family, she went by. And I'm like, first of all, that's not why you went by. This is classic old lady nosiness.
Nona.
You just nosy as shit. And then secondly, she was like, and then I saw Richard lying there. And I'm like, honey, you're not crying.
No.
Stop it.
Those aren't tears.
Stop.
Oh, man.
Wow.
But yeah, there were so many affairs in this story.
Killer affairs.
Yikes.
Yeah, you counted at least 4.
4. I mean, 2 with the same person, but
Yeah.
still, like, honey,
Girl.
Man.
just don't commit to anyone if this is the
Do
life
you think
you
she's
want to
back
live.
with Jason yet?
I don't know. Maybe if he's out of prison, which he probably is on a drug offense, he's probably out of prison.
I got 5 on that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Together.
She seems like the type
I
who
got
could
5
lure
on
somebody
it.
back in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't hear that song without thinking about Us now. Oh, you never saw Us.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank God.
Dude, that was amazing.
Sorry, it was kind of quick, but it was just like
55 and 18. I'm just going to go
Oof.
ahead and say like that is a chasm. What do you talk about? What
I
do
don't-
you do?
Nothing in common.
What shared interest do you
Beatles?
have beyond like
how smart
sex.
he is. That's the shared interest you have. Like, you're so dreamy and smart and mature. And he's like,
You're
you make
pretty.
me feel smarter than my wife does. That's pretty much what that is.
Yeah.
God.
Yikes on bikes.
Well, what are we watching, reading,
Well,
doing this week?
Because of you last week doing King Henry VIII
Good.
and Anne Boleyn,
Yeah.
I started watching Reign.
I haven't watched it.
Number one reason I started watching Reign is because Megan Follows, who plays Anna Green Gables, plays the queen on there.
Mm-hmm.
It is I just like a trash novel am interested in this.
Okay.
It is not good
Great.
or in any way historically accurate.
If you're watching a CW show, it's not for that.
Well,
No, it's not.
it's so like why even name the characters that? Like you could name them any fantasy character, because like in my mind I'm like, you're talking about Mary Queen of Scots and her first husband, who is like Francis.
It's the Philip from Spain,
Francis of France. Francis.
right? Mary
France.
Queen of Scott?
King Francis. Well, he becomes King Francis, but when they get married, they're like 15 and 16, like they're children. So you're talking about like these like kind of matured characters and these like developmental arcs and things like that. It's
Yeah.
and as
fucking
we learned
all over the
when we
place.
were talking about King Henry VIII, that's like they were not fucking mature. Just because like
Yeah.
people, I do feel like matured faster back then. They were all fucking coddled because they're
and it's like
royalty.
so yeah. And so if you know anything about the story, you're just like, this is really hard to suspend disbelief,
Right.
And like
Just make it
I know.
fake names.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, make it fake names. Make any of this. This could all be fantasy people, fantasy related, because
Right.
it literally follow. I mean, like the idea of it is has very little to do with reality.
But are you enjoying it? Is the question.
This is the thing. I don't want to say that I am, but I am absolutely obsessed with Anna Green Gables, as you know. And so therefore I'm absolutely obsessed with Megan Follows, who is a really good actress. And so part of me is like, this show's terrible. And then she comes on, I'm like, God damn it.
It's okay.
It's fine.
You know, that happens sometimes. I did not want to get sucked into Vampire Diaries on CW, and I got sucked in
there
so
you are.
hard. I watched like all of that show.
Yeah.
I watched Outlander way longer than I thought I would.
Yeah.
And is that CW?
No,
CW.
that's like
Stars-
that's way too
Stars.
raunchy to be CW. They can't show that kind of nudity on
Dude,
CW.
you saw that last episode of the first season. They ain't showing
Yeah.
that shit on CW.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
I
like
don't
Stars
know.
or
It's like
Showtime
Stars.
or whatever.
Stars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I started watching, and it simultaneously fills me with joy and also like deep, deep fury, and that is the Great British Bake Off.
Oh my God, I love it.
Because
I love it.
yes, I love it, and
I love
it fills me with so much joy and good, happy feelings.
Yeah.
So why would they deny me
Mm-hmm.
getting to watch it as a binge session?
I hear you.
They are releasing
Preach.
it one episode per week, and I'm like, this is bullshit.
Dude,
like, I'm
preach it.
actually mad about
Netflix
it.
is doing everything wrong, because I tell you what, when Disney Plus comes out, there's a lot of people predicting like the demise.
I think
of
it's Hulu's
Netflix.
demise. Because Netflix I'll keep. I'll dump Hulu.
Hulu is
Hulu's
included
owned by
in your
Disney.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Then I'll get them together because I'm going to dump Hulu
is.
because I don't watch that one enough
But
anyway.
I think
You get it for free
well,
with your
perfect.
Disney Plus
well, I'm already
subscription.
paying for fucking Netflix and Hulu.
But I think Netflix is already is like financially on rocky ground, which is like
Yeah,
bizarre.
30 something. Is it million or billion?
I think they're like
Billion
billions of
in
dollars
debt.
in debt right now.
Yeah,
which
they're done.
Netflix
doesn't-
has got the best
They
content.
honestly, I do not want Netflix to go down either. But you know what? If you gave me my Great British Bake Off that I could just sit
That
all
shouldn't
day
be
and
the
watch,
demise.
They invented the whole binge thing. Like,
yeah,
why are they going
why
back
are
on
you
that
doing
now?
this to me?
I think they're trying to keep people.
It's the same thing with podcasts. Podcasts are kind of irritating me right now because, like, I don't like waiting for a week. I want to binge several episodes.
I'll tell you this. I don't like a show that's like episode 1 versus episode, and then it's like the next week's episode 2. Like if I have a bingey show, for example, I love Crime Junkie, but Crime Junkie just did like a part 1, and then it's like, I hate part 1s and part 2s.
Well,
I don't mind.
Part 1s and part 2s are okay if they do them like the next day.
Yeah,
because
but they don't.
Because sometimes podcasts will do that. Like if they're releasing, like this is part 1, then they'll be like, we're releasing 2 episodes this week and do part 1 and part 2 back to back. Which because Case File does that sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, not always, but if they're releasing like a 5-part series, they'll be like, we'll give you 1 and 2 like back to back, and then you have to wait another week for like 3 and 4 or whatever.
Is it True Crime Garage that does that too? Like part
Yeah,
1,
they do.
part 2, and I'm
They
like,
do.
it drives me crazy. Like I don't want to wait a week for part 2.
But I don't think they make you wait a week. True Crime Garage? They didn't
Oh,
used
you know
to.
what? I think you're right about
Yeah,
True Crime Garage.
they give them
I
to
just
you
don't
back
like
to back.
2 parts. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
I mean,
if you're a
I'm
show that
saying
tells me a
this
story,
and it's like, oh yeah, if it's telling stories and stuff, I'm like, we do a weekly podcast.
no, I get it,
No,
but we're not. It's not like come back next week to find out how that story
Yeah,
ends.
exactly. Yeah,
Like,
You know what
We're not
pisses
going
me
to tell
off?
you that she ends up marrying that guy.
yeah.
You know,
The fucking Clearing is such a good podcast,
So
but like
good.
they make you wait like so fucking long for the
Feels
next
like it.
episode. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, 'cause, like, it's not predictable either. It's not like every week the same day at the same time.
Right.
It's like, it'll be a surprise when I look down at my phone and it's like, oh, new episode of The Clearing. Like,
Right.
great. But I don't like this. You're right. I need it to be predictable,
and inconsistency.
consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to binge it, honestly. I'm impatient. I mean, I'm the one that wants the fucking chip in my head. So,
Yeah,
what can
true.
I say? Well, if you've got stories, you want suggestions for us, anything like that, reach out to us. Go to myworstdatepodcast.com. You can sign up for our Patreon, our secret amazing Facebook group. You can send in your stories. And hey, if you got a second and you want to do something really cool, go like, rate, and review on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast. It actually helps us out a lot, and we would like it. We like reading your reviews. It's
Yeah.
fun. So that's about it, and we will see you next time.
Cheers.